Free Comic Book Day is always the first Saturday in May. Free Comic Book Day is Christmas for comic book fans. And it is the one day where the entire comics industry has said, we love comics so much, we want to give them away to people. They're gifts. There's the comics industry and the comic store saying, here, we love you, have these comics, these are for you.
It's a very busy day. We certainly have a record number of people come through the door, this past year especially. For us, it's more of a fun event, a way for us to give back to the community. The number of people that come through, the kids that come through, people coming in dressed up in costumes. It's just a real fun event that we like doing. This is kind of a, hey, come in and get something free that day. And for those that have never read a comic before, it's great. Anytime you can take something and put it in front of somebody, with all the electronic gadgets that are out there competing for people's attention these days, you've got to get somebody to stop for a second and sit down and actually use their mind and read something.
10 or 11, I bought the Long Shot series that Art Adams did, and that probably they had 10 or 11, something like that.
I learned to read on comic books when I was 3.
And he still doesn't.
And
right?
I still read like comic books. Yeah.
How?
Buying my own. I mean, we had the little store out in Vicksburg, the little spinner rack. When I was like 6, I've been buying them ever since. Back when they were 20 cents.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I don't go back that far, but I remember when they were less than $1.
1, 2, 3. Thanks, guys.
And we're always one of the first.
I try to be number one.
Here, yeah,
so.
we actually did it this year. Yeah. Last year there were 10 people that we were behind, but this year we got close to the door. Feeling pretty good about that.
So I convinced these guys to get up early, and we got here at 6:30, and no one. Not a soul. So we went over to Tim Hortons and drank coffee for like an hour, and then we came back, and we're the second in line. So we've been here since.
You guys can I got here a few minutes before these guys. That was about 8 o'clock I got here, I think. 8 to 10, 8:15.
About like 8:20, 8:30.
We've been coming here, 4, 5 years? Yeah. My dad grew up around comics and stuff, so got me into it and got her into it.
A friend of mine told me about it a few years ago, and this is the best comic book shop in the area. I'm 45 minutes away, and I drive up here about once a week, once every 2 weeks.
The big exposure for us kind of happened at the same time that pop culture really took off. If you look at what's in the movies, on TV, a lot of that has its roots in comic books. So kind of at the same time that Free Comic Day got big for us is about the same time that things started really taking off in other mediums as well.
Yeah, I think Free Comic Book Day took off with the advent of essentially the Marvel Cinematic Universe itself. And don't know that they're necessarily correlated, that one created the other. They both really took an uptick simultaneously. Blessing to be able to work with people, and in the case of stuff falls down, it happens. Anybody walks through the front door, you inherently have something in common with them that is a stronger bond than you would have just about any other place, because we're all, I suppose, geeks at some level or other, and the people who come in here looking for comic books or looking for games or looking for sports cards or video games or whatever have chosen to embrace that. Not only are they both fun people to work with and fun things to sell, but you always have something in common with them.
I look forward to it. It's a lot of stuff getting it set up, but once it's ready, it's just fun.
This is officially the longest line because it went back past City Trends, or at least up to the door of City Trends, which was awesome. Was a little disappointed no tents this year, but you know what? Whatever. It's still going to be really fun.
kids, anybody. Bring your babies in, we'll give them some comics if they want them. We also have a Spanish comic that is a bonus comic. Anybody speak Spanish? No Spanish?
I was torn. I was like, no, I know what I want. Oh no, yeah, that's a 4.
And so we go through the list, and there's dozens of them overall, but we kind of go through and try to gauge what do people want.
You gotta kind of do the Fight Club, right? You want me to put something back for
The thing you don't want to do is run out. I mean, after 14 years and have a pretty good idea of what people want, but we get surprised each year. There's always something that is gone quicker than we anticipated.
I was just telling one of the guys, I remember my first free comic book day ever, which was coming into a comic book store and they had like 2 spinner racks, as opposed to this. It was practically an event.
Okay, do you want us to look at you or do you want us to look at him?
Have you been to Free Comic Book Day before?
Oh, this is our first time. Huge fan of the X-Men cartoons in the 90s. And so I came to the actual comic books a lot later.
I have like 5 Skylanders comic books.
Who's your favorite hero?
Spider-Man.
I started out as a huge fan of Rogue, and I love Rogue. But I've kind of switched over to Storm. I think she's probably my favorite now. Yeah. We're here every week, sometimes a couple times a week. Yeah, and like I said, I just keep finding new things to read.
This is our first time. Heard about it, went to do it last year, couldn't do it. So, super excited. Ant-Man's my favorite. Are you looking forward to the movie? Can't wait. So excited. Who's your favorite?
Bane.
Bane, alright.
Because he can break stuff that's really hard.
Nice. That's a good reason.
Batman.
Where? Right here.
What's he saying?
One of the guys knows. I knew somebody's going to ask me that.
Alright guys, get away! Come on guys, get away!
The last 2 years, we had every employee here, and we need everybody here. Everybody's got a job, and everybody was busy, but I think as a result, things run very smoothly, and the customers have a good experience. It's almost like one huge family that day with people. Everybody's having a good time. You go up and down the line, you see people. They're not trudging through a line with this kind of look on their face. They're happy. They're happy to be here, and we're happy to have them. So it's been a great event, and the last few years especially has just grown so much for us. It's fun to see that many people come out on one given day and just be part of it. It's excellent.
I think when we got here last year, it was probably about the same as when we got here this year. It seems like it's going a little slower this time. I think there may be a bit more people. Got this awesome thing. Back when I was a kid, the X-Men animated series was on TV and popular, so you got into the X-Men and Marvel cards, and I kind of led into reading some comics. And it kind of fell off of it, years ago we started getting back into it a bit more. But Sherlock Holmes comics, and I've always been a fan of Iron Man.
I was really excited when they started making the movies back, 5-7 years ago.
So how long have you guys been waiting in line?
Probably about 15 minutes or so. I think we got 15, 20 minutes. We probably got here shortly after 11.
So I could imagine it works out pretty easily.
I'm trying to count how many years I've worked here. I've worked here since 2005. So I've done this will be my 10th free comic book day. I didn't read comics as a child. I never read comics until I was an adult. So probably around 18 or 19, I came in and started picking up a few titles. I had interest in knowing the origins of the X-Men. Emma Frost was one character that really got me involved in comics in the first place. So it was just an interest in knowing more about this culture that I had no idea about.
So we'll be doing games, prizes, and cupcakes and refreshments starting at 3 o'clock on Wednesday.
I do always enjoy when we were able to have Gene here. We haven't always had him every year, but when we do, it definitely changes the mood.
We did one for Eli earlier.
I worked on Aquaman, and I worked on a book called Showcase where I did some Green Lantern work. And I've been doing licensing work. So I've worked on packaging for toys, for action figures, did some work on some of the movies. The Jonah Hex movie, did some artwork that's in there. Really, my influences go way back.
So what is your opinion of Free Comic Book Day?
I think it's great. It's been around for quite a while, and the whole idea of getting new readers in is always a good thing.
Want a high five? All right.
That is too cool.
You guys can check out some of the stories.
I've always been a fan of The Simpsons, so Simpsons. Checking out the Secret Wars comic. That's apparently starting this week. And apparently it's a duel New Avengers and Inhumans. Also, I'm picking up Darth Vader #1.
The kids are here. They're building ship.
Most of the time I get to stand there and talk to people and give them free stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and once we get them up at the counter, you can open them up.
I think it went really good. A lot of costumes this year. A lot of especially kids with costumes.
A ring or a pin. And as much candy as you allow.
Like to see a lot of the costumes too, because they bring in these costumes that they're almost always are handmade.
Yeah.
They're coming in, and this gives them their chance to locally kind of show them off. And a lot of those people, and it's cool it's being the amazing people how much watching. effort goes into some of these. They're really cool.
I can't say this enough. I mean, this is just an excitement thing. I mean, for a lot of people that want to do things, that don't know how to do things for free, there's no obligation just to walk through the door. And it's so cool. And you encourage kids to read, adults to read. Everybody, look at you guys. You guys are doing this. This is fantastic. You guys are going around. Can we interview you? Yes. Basic concept is reading a question, and this is where it is.
And then we have this book right here is in Spanish. This one, if you get
This is like our third one.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm all for promoting literacy. I mean, this is so cool that it happens.
Yeah.
It's great. We got our name drawn. I love this guy's artwork. I really do. And I got to make sure I'm not going to drop this. I didn't know what to pick. I honestly didn't. I'm a kid in a candy store. I really am. So when I said, okay, what do I get? I don't know. I said, do you want me to put down Storm for you? And she goes, sure, please. So I did that. And I honestly, I had no concept of, I thought I would be drawn. I really did.
Yeah.
And when I saw my name up there, a kid in a candy store like, oh, they picked my name. I got the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to Free Comic Book Day before?
This is our first one.
Do you guys read comics on your own?
Not usually. We usually wait till they come out in movie.
Got Avengers.
I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got one in Spanish. I know zero Spanish, so I feel like this could be my, like, Rosetta Stone. This one was in plastic. I feel like this one's more valuable than any other one.
What's great about Free Comic Book Day?
Oh, I mean, it's right there in the name, free comic books. Plus, you get to meet a bunch of people who are also, usually when you come to the comic book store, you don't strike up conversation with strangers. So, I mean, I've already met a few people today that, just struck up conversation randomly. And, like I said, it's just interesting to see all these people out here. You know, got every kind of creed, color, and age. It's awesome. So, yeah.
Probably one of my favorite things today was we have a young boy that comes in every week with his dad. No, one boy always looks for Godzilla stuff. And I had a Godzilla hat that I've been saving for Free Comic Day for some different things. And so I gave him that hat and how thrilled he was. I thought that was really cool. So that's probably, at least at the moment, my favorite thing that happened today. So it was a good day, a lot of customers, a lot of fun. So yeah, I think it went rather well. Went through all our books.